Hello everyone, Okeanskiy here, and welcome to a brand new tutorial. Today we're going to be going over number abbreviations and how to turn a rather unreadable number, like this one you see here on the bottom, into a number like you see here on the top. A nice abbreviation here. You can kind of hard to tell what exactly this is. Is it 219,000? Is it 2 million? Right here you can clearly see it says 2.1 million. And it's nice and short as well. So yeah, let's get right into it. I'm gonna go ahead and as you can see, I've already set up a simple GUI here. I just put a GUI, screen GUI, 2 frames, frame 1 and frame 2, and then each of those has a text label, and then I just put a local script inside of the first frame's text label. Alright, now that I've deleted the local script, I'm going to go ahead and paste a new one in by doing local script. And we have a blank script, so I'm going to go ahead and actually rename this to AbbreviatingNumber. And then I'm going to go ahead and start off the script by declaring a local number, and this is just going to be a random number. I will say from 1,000 to 1 million. And 2 things I want to do with this number right off the bat that aren't related to abbreviating, but they're going to help us see what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and print the number, the original number, and then I'm also going to do script dot parent frame 2 text label text is equal to number, and this is just going to go ahead and put the number on the other frame just so we can see it. It has nothing to do with abbreviating, it's just for so we can see what's going on a little bit better. Okay, so the first thing in abbreviating a number is we need to declare a abbreviations table. And it's going to look something like this. Local abbreviations equals a new table with the curly brackets. And then I'm going to go ahead and organize it like that. And then I'm going to set all of my abbreviations. I'm just going to do, we'll do 4. So I'll do, for 1,000, K, I'm going to do 4. Million is a 7-digit minimum. So right here, I'm doing the abbreviations. So billion, and then quadrillion. And then I'm going to go put them equal to a number of digits, of the minimum amount of digits to sort of activate that abbreviation, to choose that one. So on billion, it's 10. And it's just going to go up by 3 every single time. And quadrillion will put 13. And you could go on and on. My random number only goes from 1,000 to 1 million, so it will only see K and M, but you get the idea. Of course, the minimum amount of digits needed for a K for 1,000 is 4 digits. So 4-digit numbers is the smallest number starting from 1,000, and then for million, it's going to be 7 digits, 1, and then 6 zeros. So that's 7 digits. Okay, now that we have our abbreviations table, I'm going to quickly make a separate text variable, and this text is going to be taking the number, right? And then we're going to do math.floor on the number, and then we're going to do toString on that math.floor number. So basically what we're doing is we're actually taking the number and we're making sure, just in case it has a decimal in it, we're just getting rid of that because that's going to mess things up, and I'll explain that in a minute. And then we're going to toString this number to convert it into a string of characters. And what this is going to allow us to do is if we do print number of text, it'll actually count the amount of characters in that text, which is why it's important in that it's not a decimal. and then in turn that'll end up becoming the amount of digits that's actually in that number. So if I actually do play here, you'll see I got a number. I got 889,789 as my random number. It got printed in the output, and then it also printed the amount of digits in it when I did number text. And it is indeed 6 digits. 889,789, that's 6 digits, and it printed out 6. So we now have a way to find the amount of digits inside of the text. Alright, now that we have our text variable, I'm going to go ahead and declare another variable called local chosen abbreviation. So it's going to start off as nil, so I'm not going to assign a value to it, but we're actually going to make a for loop that will help us figure out what the chosen abbreviation should be. So it's actually going to figure out doing K, M, B, or quadrillion. So I'm going to go ahead and do for. We're going to just name our key and value pairs here. So for the keys, I'm going to call them abbreviations. So for abbreviation without the S. And then on this right side, I'm going to call these digits. So digits. In pairs, abbreviations. So we're getting the key value pairs and abbreviations. I'm calling the keys abbreviation, and the value on the right side digits do. So for abbreviation digits in pairs, abbreviations do. If the number of text, so the number of digits in the text, is greater than or equal to digits, and the number of digits in the text is less than the amount of digits plus 3, then our chosen abbreviation will be that abbreviation. And then we'll go ahead and just break. So what's going to happen is it's going to iterate through this table. If it finds an abbreviation and digits pair where the number of text is greater than or equal to the amount of digits, so like let's say we have 1,000, which would be 4, it would be digits of 4, so if this would be 4 right here, and it's going to be greater than or equal to this pair, and also less than 4 plus 3, which is 7. So obviously there's 3 in between each pair. You can't just say if text is greater than or equal to digits, because 1,000,000 is greater than or equal to 7. It's also greater or equal to 4. So we need to find the very specific one that's going to follow under these two conditions. If the number of digits is greater than or equal to digits, and the number of digits is less than digits plus 3, then we know that that chosen abbreviation would be appropriate for our number. So, if we had 1,000, it would pick 4. If we had 1,000,000, it'd pick 7 with the M. That would be our chosen abbreviation. All right. After that, we want to do if chosen abbreviation, because sometimes if you have like a number that's less than 4, if you only have 100, it's obviously not going to pick an abbreviation at all. So we actually need to do if chosen abbreviation. Then we'll go ahead and say we can actually reuse the word digits here because digits was local to this for loop. So I'm going to go ahead and do local digits equals abbreviations chosen abbreviation. So now if we were to do print abbreviation or chosen abbreviation, that would give us the K or M, whatever. And then if we did print digits here, it would give 4 or 7. It would give the value associated with our chosen abbreviation. That's why we did abbreviations chosen abbreviation. So now that we have the chosen abbreviation and the digits associated with it, we'll go ahead and do, we're actually going to go ahead and round our number before we do any formatting. So if we do local rounded equals math.floor number divided by 10 to the power of digits minus 2, and then end the math.floor parentheses, like so. So we have two sets of parentheses here. So what this part's going to do is it's actually going to take our number, divide it by 10 to the power of digits minus 2. So in the case, if digits was 4, because our number fell into the thousands category, it would actually divide it by 100, because 10 to the power of 4 minus 2 is 100. So it would actually divide it by 100, and then math.floor it. And then right after we get the math.floored version of that, we're just going to go ahead and multiply it back by 10 to the power of digits minus 2. So we're dividing our number by 10 to the power of digits minus 2, then multiplying it right back, which is basically the opposite, but in between that we're math.flooring it, which in turn will actually round our number. So what I'll do here to demonstrate is I'll actually go ahead and do script.parent.text is equal to rounded number, our rounded number. So if we go ahead and hit play, we'll actually see the original number and the rounded number. So right here is our original number, and this rounded number just basically got rid of everything after a certain amount of digit places. So just turn this 071 into 000. And that's going to be helpful for our formatting. So I'm going to get rid of this. And then we're on the last step. We're almost done. I'm going to do text. So going back to our original text global variable that we've already assigned, we're actually going to be writing over it. And we're going to do some formatting, string.formatting. So we'll do a currency sign, and then we'll concatenate that with string.format. And for the string.format takes a formatting string and then a string to format. I'll leave this blank for now, but the string that we're going to be formatting is rounded divided by 10 to the power of the digits minus 1 and parentheses, and then we'll go ahead and just concatenate our chosen abbreviation at the end. So this would be like, let's say we had okay, and now inside here I'm actually going to go ahead and put %.1f, which basically percent is the symbol for indicating that we're saying a formatting, and then you could put a number before here, but can leave it out and it'll do it by itself. 0.1 basically means we want one place after the decimal. If you wanted 2, you would put 2 here, but we want one place after the decimal. That's what we set it up for. And then F basically stands for floating point number, which means which basically stands for any decimal number. So that's our formatting string. Then the string we're actually formatting is rounded divided by 10 to the power of digits minus 1. So when we were doing rounding, we were doing digits minus 2. So we were doing 1,000, for example, divided by 100. Now we're doing 1,000 divided by 1,000. So if we had 1,000, it would divide it by 1,000, we'd get 1. If we had 1,500, it would divide that by 1,000 and we'd get 1.5. So basically what this ends up being is, let's say the number was 1,500, we would get a $, string.format 1.5. This would turn into 1.50000. This would make sure that it's only one digit after to make it 1.5. So we'd have $1.5 and then K is our chosen abbreviation. So that's kind of like how it works. And then of course we have an if statement that we need an else for. So if chosen abbreviation, then do this, else just say text is equal to currency symbol, $, whatever, concatenate with the original number. No need to do any rounding or any of that. And then lastly, I'll just go ahead and I'll print the text, but more importantly, I'll go ahead and put it in our GUI, script.parent.text equals text. So if I go ahead and play this, I'll go through the script one more time. We got our random number, we got our abbreviations table, we converted this to a text to get our amount of digits in the text. We found our chosen abbreviation with a for loop, and then if we had a chosen abbreviation, we found the rounded number using the digits that we formatted, else we just put $number, and then lastly we're going to put that in the GUI. And there you have it. So here we have 37,803, and then this got formatted into 37.8K with a little currency symbol or $sign right before it. So now that we've gone over how to actually take a number and then turn it into a formatted number, I'm actually going to take this whole load of code and put it into a single function that we can just put separately in a module. So every time you want to abbreviate a number, you don't necessarily have to do all this jazz. All right, so let's go ahead and go into replicate storage. I'll make a new module script. If you want the module script to be available on the client and the server, then you put in the replicate storage. If you just want it to be on the server, you put it in server storage. We obviously want this to be able to be accessed by our client-sided local script, so I'm going to put in the replicated storage. I'm going to call this AbbreviateNumber, and then we'll go ahead and just change this variable name to abbreviate number, and like so, abbreviate number, and then we'll do function abbreviate number colon abbreviate, and then number, and the parameter, a number in the parameter, and then we'll go ahead and just kind of copy what we had here. We're not going to copy the number, and we're not going to copy the abbreviations right away, that table, but we are going to go ahead and copy all of this. So just take all this, up to here, let's cut it out, and then paste it right here, and then indent it properly. Let me zoom out so I can see. Yep, indented properly. And then you'll see some red lines over abbreviations, so we need to copy the abbreviations table, or cut and paste. I'm going to put that outside of the function, so it doesn't have to run it every single time the function runs. It's got it one time because it only needs it one time. It'll never change. And then lastly, after we've gotten our number and we've declared the text in the function, I'm actually going to go ahead and do return text. So this function takes a number and then returns the text appropriate for that abbreviation. So let's go ahead and, instead of doing text, see now that this text is actually kind of gone, we'll do local text equals, actually we need to do, above all this, we actually need to import our newly created module script. So we'll do local abbreviate number equals game.replicated storage dot abbreviate number, and then we just want to put this in a require function. So we're going to require it. And then I'm going to go ahead and do local text equals abbreviate number. So we're referencing the module script that we just required, and then colon, and then it comes up right away, abbreviate, because it already knows, it should come up right away because it notices that we have a method inside of that module script. So we're just going to go ahead and put in our number for the parameter, and it should return a string, and it'll put it inside of text. And then we're going to go ahead and print that text and put the script up here that text assigned to that text. So one last test. We're going to go ahead and play this. And as you can see, it still works. We have 970,700, and this turned out to be 970.7K. And basically what we did there was we just put all of that code and table stuff and math that isn't really necessary to look at all the time. It's never going to change. So we just put it into a module script just to make our actual script a little bit tidier. So now you can actually abbreviate from any script. All you have to do is require this script from the replicated storage, and then you just call abbreviate, give it the number, tell what variable you want to assign it to, and then bam, you've got an abbreviated number anywhere in your game. So that's the end of this tutorial. I hope you guys learned something new. If you guys have any questions related to the video, YouTube comment section, or any other questions, you can just add me on Discord or join my Discord server. Should be the first link in the description. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.